world.
No, I'm speaking. Can you all hear me? Welcome. You keep faking me out like this, Jen, and I don't appreciate it. How are we all? Welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. For our third episode, 3 of 5. Can you believe it that we're over halfway already? Into our Liminal Horror series, where we are currently playing the Bloom, the module, the Bloom, and having an absolute blast with it. Goblin Archives are the people that created it, and I'm gonna start with this because I always forget it, and then I remember it about midway through the stream, and then I just like blame the players because I can't take responsibility for things. So we are running a giveaway here on Girls Run These Worlds. For this week, it will be for the core zine, as it has been every week. But it's also for Night at the Shelterwood Inn, which is their newest module and has been created in conjunction with the creators behind the Triangle Agency. Now, I think we have at least one player here who knows what that is. Con, like, it's me.
It was me.
It's
such
me.
A joy.
Yeah, created in conjunction with the Triangle Agency. It's a really interesting one, actually, that I haven't myself got to have a proper look at, but it's an official collaborative adventure. It is playable in both game systems. And if you play with Liminal Horror, you are unfortunate souls stranded in the lonely hotel that has something sinister hiding beneath the surface. And if you play in the Triangle Agency, you are in the role of field agents, which are straddling the line between containing a paranormal phenomenon and maintaining cover. So you can play it in either, and you play basically as two different teams happening kind of at the same time, which is really cool and really fun. So you should definitely check that out. But in order to enter our giveaway, I don't know if we've already done the giveaway thing. There it is. In order to enter our giveaway, it's just !liminal for a chance to win that and win the core game zine. So yeah, good luck with that, everyone. Okay, I've spoken about that bit. I will also quickly do some safety stuff. Obviously, this is a horror actual play. I do this at the beginning of every episode, just in case you're new here. But this module includes body horror, graphic violence, some harm to animals, mushroom stuff. Like I don't think I can say the word like fungi or fungi, and everyone just rips the shit out of me. So loss of autonomy, institutional mismanagement, and some references to religion, all at varying rates depending on the comfort of myself and my players. And the primary theme is complacency. So if any of those do not sound like up your street, then thank you for coming in and supporting, but kindly attend to your own safety first. Let's go around and introduce ourselves as we always do. I will start with, who should I start with today? I'm going to start with Pond today. And we're going to go with introducing ourselves, our own pronouns, and then our characters and our character pronouns, as we normally do.
Hello, I'm Pond. My pronouns are they, them. And today I'm playing Gertrude, and her pronouns are she, her.
Very concise. I love
it.
Well, we've had Gertrude. What about Gertrude's wonderful partner, Aggie, partner in grannying?
Life platonic partner, okay? Hello there, I am Kat, they, them, and I am playing Agatha Doyle, aka Aggie, who uses she, her pronouns. And that's it.
Perfect. Up next is Shears.
Oh shit, I was muted. Hi everyone, my name is Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing Tino Miller. Tino's pronouns are she, her. Back to you in the studio.
Always the news reader. All right. And last but not least, the burb. Jen Burb.
Let's see if I can beat the brevity of everybody else. Hi, I'm
Already
Jen,
failing.
she, they, Kit, they them.
All right,
The first bit was
everyone.
commentary. The first bit was commentary.
I love that. I love that. That was so quick. Okay, so that leaves me, because normally I do myself first. I'm doing everything out of order today. I love it. Embrace the chaos. That leaves me. I'm Kat, otherwise known as the Law Mistress, or Law Mistress 93 if you want to find me on any social media. And I will be your facilitator. Oh my goodness. Facilitator today. This is not boding well for the session, everyone. I will be your facilitator today, and I will be running the show. I will be trying to herd these cats as best as I possibly can. I don't expect I'll be successful. I'm going to throw that out there right now. But hopefully I can at least give them a fright here or there along the way, and yourselves as well. You are a cat. I am. Yeah, that is me. All right. Do I have anything else that I'm supposed to be saying right now? I don't think so. So without further ado, I guess let's quickly recap what happened last session. We covered last session about a morning's worth of content, which is, I love that for us. Well, a few things
Listen,
did
it was a day.
There were blueberries to move, and Karen.
It was definitely a morning.
And listen, Jeannie, the words had to be had.
I think that Mayor Jeannie was 100% to blame for this. And we can
She's
absolutely blame.
Everything bad that happens in town is the mayor's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Everything good that happens is Granny and Grandma.
Yeah. Thank you.
I
am an amazing grandchild.
All right.
Hashtag Tino is innocent. Get it in chat.
Yeah, this is why I'm trying to recap here.
What? At least I didn't say
unmute.
hashtag thick bush.
You did now.
Just said it. We're already lowering the tone. We are less than 10 minutes in, everyone. Can we please try to maintain some decorum? Thank you.
Yes.
I
mean, you know what they say about like maintaining decorum, better latte than never.
Hello, latecomers. You've missed nothing. Don't worry. I'm about to recap what happened last session. Latecomers. To be fair, this is me. This is me that's come up with this amazing pun. Coffee puns for every single episode is what I have challenged myself with. And I've actually come up with one episode title for every episode now, so I'm very proud of myself. All right, so no, that's the last thing I want is for you to start over. We need to get into this. All right, so last week, we had our lovely little family unit, our rather quirky family unit, woke up to a fresh day. And the storm is very much rolling in, the storm that everyone is whispering about with sort of like that anxiety that you get, oh, the storm's coming, that you get in those kind of rural towns. But it hasn't quite arrived yet. You can see now, though, whereas the day before, the sky was almost clear, and it's kind of weird hearing these rumbles of thunder. At this point, there's definite clouds hanging in the air. You can see them rolling in ominously along the horizon. And you woke up in the morning. Kit received rather a rude awakening in the morning after Tino woke up from a very troubling dream. Feeling a little, I would go so far as to say not quite herself after that rather unfortunate tasting slice of pizza that she had last night. But I'm sure it's absolutely nothing to worry about. Gave a little bit of a rude awakening for poor Kit, which in turn an even more rude awakening for our duo of grannies who were not expecting anyone to be screaming the place down first thing in the morning. We then had breakfast and a breakfast chat. And then our party briefly split. Grandma Aggie accompanied Kit into town to go and pick up on some basic supplies. And while there, began to get a feel for the fact that different members of this town are handling some of the strange things that have been going on very differently. And her old nemesis, Mayor Jeannie, is definitely taking business as usual stance when it comes to these things. We had a brief encounter with a Karen in a shop. Her name was Karen. There's nothing beyond that, of course. And then a less brief encounter with a fisherman who had got himself into a little bit of an accident and was not feeling all that well. So upon some kind of hearing the story around some of the weird things that he'd encountered, like furry fish in the lake and goodness knows what else, he was then escorted back to the granny's house to talk with what can only be described as Coldwater's cryptid expert, which is Grandma Gertie. In the meantime, Tino had gone on a little walk, and Grandma Gertie could not help but follow out of sort of slight worry. And it mostly remained, you know, not much happened apart from Grandma Gertie did find sorry, thanks for letting me read that in the middle of my explanation. Grandma Gertie did find evidence of someone having been watching Pickman Lodge, and the two newest residents to town, Brett and Angela, and their activities there. And somehow this seemed to relate back to Tino. There was also a single picture of Tino with her two grandmas in town, just enjoying the day. Our party then came back together at Grandma Base, and had a proper chat with Dee the fisherman, before kind of going over some of the photos and weird things that they'd found on this camera belonging to this, well, whoever this was that was watching Pickman Lodge. No sign of them or any sign that they had been there for a good couple of weeks now at this point. As we kind of left our party, we did briefly follow Dee on his way back to go and see the doctor. He's still not feeling particularly well. And as he drove along, he started to feel worse and worse. He raised his fingers to his head and kind of to mop up some of the sweat that was forming there. And upon pulling away, these sort of yellow flakes came away with his hands. He was suddenly very overcome, I think, as you would be if your skin was peeling yellow, with a real feeling of nausea. And he hopped out of his cab, pulling over quite suddenly to go and violently throw up. As he pulls back, the whispers reach an epiphany within his mind. And then it falls silent. And he gazes into the tree line. And he begins to walk into it. We then rejoin our family, who are now just pulling in to the campground. They had, of course, received a call earlier from Gertie's good friend and fellow cryptid hunter, Sam, who is first ranger. So she's sort of head of this of Coldwater Camp, the campground. We have arrived there. So as you if you want to refer to your map, and I don't know how easy this is for you to do, Jenna, right this second, but if you want to pop the map up on the overlay, I would be very appreciative.
Which map is that?
The one that I sent into the group chat earlier.
Please hold. That should be fine.
That's okay. Yeah, it should be a map it's entitled Camp Coldwater. It looks like a brochure.
Ah, that one I see. Gorgeous. Let me just scoot that in there. Please hold.
No, you're good.
It got lost in the bush talk.
It's okay. Where you're kind of pulling in right now, you first have to drive past a small building, which you would know to be, especially you, Gertie, you've probably been here to visit Sam a number of times. You would notice this to be the camp office. So it has like a sliding window and the drop gate that kind of lets people in and out. Currently, the drop gate is broken. That's the first thing you notice, which it's not normally, but it looks as if it's been something large has kind of slammed into it. And it's broken and it's stuck in a lifted position, thank goodness. And you're used to, as you kind of pull up, you can see there's a big sign that sort of says open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. For late check-ins, call this number. And the ranger will be located off hours in cabin 1, which you know that information already. That's where Sam lives, is cabin 1. You can, if you want, pull up and have a little investigate here before you pull into the main car park. There doesn't seem to be anyone around or anyone here to greet you. You know from your conversation with Sam earlier that currently the campgrounds are evacuated. No one is here except Sam, who lives there and runs the place, and possibly a rather annoying figure in the town, Deputy Sheriff Gerald, who has been assigned the case of making sure that this campground is properly looked at to find out exactly what has happened to these missing campers. You know that this camp office will contain like the logbook and everything like that, where people sign in and out to say who has kind of been here and hasn't. So yeah, you can pull up and have a quick look if you want.
I think that Gertie would definitely want to investigate. So like up until now, Gertie's been kind of all over the place, but now she has a lead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so as much as she adores her grandchildren and her platonic life partner, they have become completely secondary to finding the big one. And so
I think Aggie would recognize this look in Gertrude's eyes. It is like a dog with a bone. It's like everything else is forgotten. Gertie is in full investigation mode right now.
I was about to say, is Gertie driving right now?
Oh yeah, she
Okay,
would not have let you drive. No,
Okay,
I
no
got
problem.
it. I know where I'm going. I know how to get
you're
there.
right. You know more than me. I don't know this stuff. Just you're pointing us in the direction. Well, I guess drive us in the direction because you're in the seat. Okay.
Let me adjust the seat of the truck real quick. I gotta scoot it forward because Gertie's so small.
Several inches.
But so Gertie would pull up and immediately, like, I feel it would be one of those accidental oops, I slid on dirt parking jobs, you know. She would not acknowledge this. And then she'd be like, all right, you can come with me. You can wait in the truck. I don't really care. I got things to do. And then she's gonna hop out and start walking. towards the cabin. Like, park in the parking lot, walk back to the, because you have to respect the rules. You got to park in the parking lot.
Of course.
And then
Ooh.
walk back towards the entrance
We're coming. We're
office.
Okay,
So
getting
you're
out of the
planning to
car. I'm
go
getting out of
into
the car.
parking lot and then walk back towards the camp office and investigate around as you kind of see. Cool, that's fine. So you kind of go through this drop gate. And as you do, you can see just outside, connected to this little camp office, there is a bin, and it's kind of overflowing with police tape at the moment. You can see it's all kind of been scrunched up. So that's, I think, as well. You would probably notice that this definitely, and I think especially Aggie, the thing that would strike you most is this really doesn't look like a crime scene at the moment, or even like it's freshly out of being a crime scene. Now, you all know that Gerald is very lazy. This is common knowledge amongst the but you read a lot of books, a lot of crime thrillers, and a lot of different things by your favorite author, Anna Stone. This is not the level of professionalism and dedication that you are used to reading about. Like, this doesn't look like there's not a police presence here that are kind of dismantling and taking things and everything like that. It literally looks like the only thing that has changed is that someone has just grabbed the police tape and bunched it in the bin.
First of all, where are all the sexy cops that are supposed to be hanging around here, keeping things safe, huh? This isn't normal. I don't think this is how it should be. Also, what did they throw? They threw away all the tape. First of all, that's not good for the environment. Second of all, where did this even take place? In the trash? Are the kids in the trash?
The kids are in the trash. All right. Kids? Gertie's going to turn around.
Through the...
Aggie gets out and starts rooting through the trash to find the children. Well, they're like young adults, they're not children, but I love it.
Yeah. I mean, children in my eyes.
Yeah.
I know you're granny, so definitely you
babies,
call anyone
infants,
younger than you kids.
Small children. Kit, Tino,
Granny.
it's been a little while. I just want to remind you the rules of the forest. We're here. We're investigating. There's definitely cryptids around, so you need to stay close. You need to stay visible. Don't go off the trail without a partner. You know the rules. I know you know the rules. Look me in the eye.
The cougars always play with me.
That's not Tino. Today is the day we hold hands with Kit, okay? We stay close. We stay on the trail.
Oh.
We don't wander off.
If not hands, bare minimum, we're gonna find a shoelace and tie you together by your belt loops or something.
There are
Seems
missing
like a
children.
hazard, but okay.
Tino walks over to Kit, offers their arm at like a gentleman.
Kit will just kind of take her arm.
Very.
Aww.
I think
it was offered.
Momentarily brought back to those weird moments in the cafe where "Thou Wishest" came out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just you're a little old fashioned, aren't you, Tina?
Yeah. But like, she offered her arm, so they will take it.
All right. So as you're kind of you pull up in the parking lot, as you're kind of getting out and offering your arm, the parking lot is a paved lot. It has like sort of very faded white lines. There's about a dozen parking spaces, and you notice a few other cars in the parking lot. There is there's a Ford Bronco. It's very specific about what kind of cars. I need you all to know that I cannot envision any of these cars as I'm telling you what they are. It's a 72 Ford Bronco though. There's a sort of bigger like sort of Chevy Astro van, which I don't know if I'm right, but I'm picturing like
that's
the
correct.
Mystery Machine.
We had one. My family had one of those.
Is it like Mystery Machine style vehicle?
Kind of. It's basically a bit boxier.
Okay.
But you could fit so much camping stuff in that thing.
Perfect. That's
Slaps
exactly what I
roof
was
of mystery
picturing and
machine.
hoping for. And there is Sam's, you would recognize Sam's kind of truck is there as well. Similar to yours, it's a pickup truck. And as well, there is a dated, slightly battered looking sheriff's squad car. And you can immediately see inside is Gerald. And as he spots you pulling up, he's kind of mid eating like a sort of cheeseburger. And you notice immediately as you're getting out, he kind of rolls his eyes and he opens the door and he kind of stretches out. Well, I should have known that the moment the tape was down, you'd be here. Gertie. And he looks at you, Gertie.
Gerald.
Oh, is it just you in charge over here? That's what they've got?
It is.
You and your
gonna back
cheeseburger
away.
protecting the campground?
And the trash cans.
He looks at you and he's like, Gertie, there's nothing here for you to see. I'm in charge of the investigation. I don't need anyone coming in and messing with the crime scene.
What crime
messing
scene?
with the things that around.
What crime scene?
I just give him a look that's just like, please don't do this to yourself.
There's no
The tape is in the trash.
There's no crime scene if there's no
Just
tape,
because
Gerald.
the tape is in the trash don't mean it's not a crime scene. I'm still
Where?
looking.
Well, guess what? You're bad at your job.
Excuse me?
You're excused.
Tino
Bye.
goes to hide behind a tree.
It's just like, okay, you're excused.
I think he would notice the movement of Tino and he goes, oh, and you brought the troublemaker along as well. Well, there it is.
Excuse you? I'm
You
the
see the
troublemaker.
You just see the saddest puppy face.
Tino, baby, you don't listen to
No,
him.
don't you pull that face at me.
You-
I still remember that coffee incident.
Gerald,
Gerald.
I'm
It
about
was
to find your foot so far up your ass.
And she starts crying.
Oh no, Tino's crying.
Oh, God.
Well,
Gertie.
okay, so the first thing is that the moment that Tino starts crying, Gerald doesn't even look slightly sorry that Tino is crying. I'm gonna be real with you. Gerald is there's not even, and like we talked about this in the first episode, Sean, who is the grumpiest man in Coldwater, okay, he was won over by those slight puppy dog eyes when we rolled what we rolled. But there's no winning with Gerald. Gerald has absolutely made his mind up about Tino. The two of you grannies will know that there was an incident. You had Tino with you in Coldwater proper. You left her to wait for you on a bench for like 5 minutes while you just went inside and grabbed something. When you came out, Gerald was yelling. You had coffee all over him. There was a whole incident. Tino was desperately trying to rectify the situation, and he was just getting her more and more flustered and yelling at her and making it worse. And literally, you'd only been away for 5 minutes. Ever since then, Gerald does not like Tino in the slightest.
Kit's just like, oh boy, normally she goes swatching, but now she's gonna go swatch.
Look here, Gerald.
And to make this more intimidating, I have my hiking pole out, not extended, just short, to give the extra, like...
You are the laziest, most good-for-nothing, useful sheriff-type person I've ever encountered in my entire life. And you took that police tape down, you made my grandbaby cry. I have business here. You need to get yourself back into that truck and eat a donut. Mind your business. Do you understand?
Gerald's mouth drops a little because I don't think you've there's always been tension between like Gerald and Sam do not get on, and you and Sam are homies, you know. So Gerald does everything he can to get in the way of your very important investigations. If anyone calls up and complains about you two poking around the woods for cryptids for whatever reason, Gerald is always the person that shows up to tell you what's what and that you shouldn't be doing this and making up all sorts of stupid rules that probably don't exist. There's always been tension, but this is the first time that you have literally just full on called Gerald like lazy, good for nothing. Roll for me, because I think that this would take him off guard. I want you to roll for me a control. I just want to see what you can read from the expression, from the.
Just so you know, my control is 16.
Oh no.
Well, now that you've said that.
I rolled an 11.
Amazing. So you do catch something. You have called him out on all the things that he refuses to acknowledge that he is. He knows deep down, he knows that he does the bare minimum, but I think that what you would catch in this moment is you're kind of questioning his authority. Is he's very much the deputy, and you would just have this real understanding that all he wants to do is, and all that he ever tries to achieve is to impress this like authoritative figure. Like Hank is the sheriff, and Hank does it with absolute ease. Like he walks around, he's a man on a mission. People trust him, people respect him. They think this is a man that's going to take care of us. Gerald, no matter how hard he tries, just can't seem to get that same level, and it is because he's just pig-headed and arrogant about it with everyone. But you would just have this moment where you would see into the depths of his soul, and you would realize all he wants to do is impress, and you've just like a mother who is, you have just, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed him in like this moment. He just like, his mouth just drops and he doesn't really like know how to take it. And he's just pauses for a second, like, how do.
Yeah, that's right. I told you about to find your foot up your ass with her, okay?
Don't insult my baby.
When I think of a good Anna Stone, you know, I think of Hank for a good story, not you. I'm gonna follow Gertie if we're walking away.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna walk.
Trusts me. Hank respects me.
Nobody respects
Not a
Tina
single
walks
one.
up to the asshole. Full height.
As you're kind
and
of like
just leans forward. How tall is this asshole?
how tall? I would say he's you're 5'9", aren't you?
5'9".
5'9". I would say he's actually maybe slightly shorter than you. He's not tall. So whereas Hank is like definitely taller than you. He's like 6 foot something. You are he's not. He's quite a squat figure in comparison. So he's about, I would say he's about 5'8", 5'9".
Tino, after crying and
Kit's
remembering
just kind of
that
like,
the
it's okay.
yeah, and like
Sorry, everybody.
remembering that the grannies had told her she needs to stand up for herself. It's okay to stand up for herself. Full height, and you hear like her spine, like if you're shrimping, everything goes back into place. Basically like full height, and then look down like top. Drink.
Ooh. He looks at it and not unlike almost everyone else that you offer your drink to, it's always very confusing for them when you do, but they almost seem slightly unable to stop themselves from just taking it and drinking it, if that makes sense. You've always found that no matter how confused or weirded out they seem by the fact that you've just pulled this cup from nowhere and are offering it, they can't help, they're compelled almost to just kind of take it and drink from it. And he does, with this almost sense of like, give me that entitlement. He goes to take a sip, and he immediately spits it out, and is just, God, that's the worst damn coffee I've ever tasted, and just gives it back to you. Which one?
I don't take it back.
What do you want me to do with this? And then he just puts it on the nearby sort of table.
The normally sweet, airy cinnamon roll voice goes down to a more chest masculine. I said, drink.
He is definitely looking a little bit more than unnerved. At this point, you hear from across the campgrounds, yo! And Sam kind of comes running into the car park, looking a little bit flustered. And it's like, Gertie, you're here! And then just looks at Gerald and is like, I thought you were going.
Y'all just hear a very quiet, oh, thank God, from Kit.
And Gerald's like, I have the right to be here. I'm actively investigating what is happening here, okay?
The tape is gone. Go away.
Still staring at him.
Who do you think you are? He's
Hi,
looking
I'm
at Kit with absolutely like no recognition. You've probably seen or met Gerald in the past. He's clearly not bothered to remember you.
I am someone who, when I am offered a cup of coffee, will drink it.
Even if it's the worst coffee you've ever tasted?
Oh, but it's not. Unless it is, in which case you probably deserve it.
I summon a cup for Kit.
Oh,
It is a caramel frap.
Amazing.
Love you, Burb.
Oh, thanks, Tino. And Kit just takes the coffee and just looks him in the eye and just, delicious.
You clearly don't know coffee. And him and Sam begin to get into a bit of an argument. Sam is very like, these are my guests, you know, I've invited them here. You can't tell, what am I supposed to just not speak to people? Is that what we're saying here? Like, and Gerald is very like, I've taken down the police tape. I'm still observing. I'm still looking. And they're having a bit of a back and forth. But Gerald is definitely, you can sense, thanks to everything that's gone on, backing down at this point. He's gone into that phase of just like, this is really not worth. I was having a really fucking good cheeseburger, and I thought that I would be able to just come in and swing my weight around and get them to leave, and it hasn't happened, and now this is really not worth the effort to fight. He just kind of goes, look, fine, have a look around, see if you can find anything I didn't find. I'm telling you, it ain't no Bigfoot, it ain't no Sasquatch, it's just a bear. Some bear has taken off with them. That's what bears do. There are so many fucking bears in this forest.
That's not what
y'all are crazy. It sounds like a bear. You think a bear methodically made their way round and chased one off? You don't even know anything about bears and the way that they act. You don't. What are you, a wildlife expert or something now? And like,
bears are very nice. They give good hugs. And her voice is back to her regular.
He
she
just
sees
turns to you and
Sam,
goes, "You
she's
want to
like,
go hug a
"Auntie
bear? Be my
Sam!
guest."
Kit just looks at Tino like,
It's Auntie Sam. Auntie Sam, can I have a hug?
Sam, definitely still mid argument with Gerald, definitely leans in and puts an arm around Tino and is like, "Hey, Tino, look, you're fucking crazy, Gerald, okay?" And just like keeps going.
I
And
do
then
like the
Gerald
lift
goes, "All
thing.
right. I've had enough of your quit your yammering. I'm going back to my cheeseburger. Then I'm gonna."
dude, you literally started it. Fuck off.
I'm like, happy. I lift Auntie Sam up, give her a nice big hug, put her back down, and I look at Gerald, like the sweet cinnamon roll is just like, and her eye starts twitching.
Oh,
Well,
I don't like this.
Well, you don't know, boy.
You are doing do you know what? Roll control for me.
Oh shit. Okay. What was it that I had for I
Can't
have a
wait for
9
this
for
guy
control.
to. I can't wait for us all to blink, and suddenly this guy is a cup of coffee.
That was a D6 or a D20?
It's a D20.
Okay. Time for big chonker. That's a 7.
7. What's your control score?
9.
9. Yeah, he backs down. And he does not. He's not enjoying the it's now like 5 against 1. He's had his authority questioned. He's completely lost control of this situation, and now this slightly unnerving figure that he definitely had a really slightly weird encounter with before is now looking at him funny, and he don't like that. So he's just gonna get back in his car. He's going to give one final glare at Kit, because Kit literally just told a police officer to fuck off, which is quite incredible. And he doesn't know who the fuck they are. But gets into the car, and there's a as it gets in, you can hear there's a radio of you can hear the sound of a younger male voice, like, "Gerald, you copy?" And he's like, "Sorry about that, had to deal with a disturbance, Kai. Report." And he kind of closes the door behind him, and he's back in the zone. Clearly this person has been trying to get hold of him for some time, and he's just been so wrapped up in what's going here that he's not been able to respond.
As soon as he's in his car, she's back to cinnamon roll mode and like, "Auntie!"
Kit kind of like glances over at Tino. What was in that coffee? Was that even coffee?
It was.
Well, I think Tino, you would know that when you make a cup of coffee for someone, you make a cup of coffee that matches that person. And normally every single time you've made a cup of coffee for someone before, they found it delicious and it's been the best cup of coffee that they've ever tasted. You could tell he wasn't lying when he said it was the worst cup of coffee that he's ever tasted. It wasn't a lie that he was telling you. He clearly genuinely did not enjoy the contents of that cup. And that's the first time. We
genuinely don't enjoy the contents of him.
Yeah. That's the first time that has ever happened to you. Normally when you make someone a cup of coffee, they sip it and they're like, that's a diffuser. Everyone's like, whoa, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever tasted. But for some reason, Gerald's cup of coffee just really tasted absolutely gross, and he did not enjoy it one bit.
Reply, "Well, he's not very nice."
No, he's not. He's a dick. Did you make him bad coffee? Because, I don't blame you. Just curious.
Well, the doctors once made me have somebody drink car acid.
I'm sorry, what?
Auntie, did you find Mr. Squatch?
I cannot. I
So
literally cannot.
at this point, Gertie has refocused now that the threat to her grandbabies has dissipated. She has patted Sam on the shoulder as an
Oh, hey,
acknowledgement that
Gertie.
Sam is here, and has moved past Sam to go look at the logbooks to see how many, like, who else has been in the camp.
Yeah, it's not a. Sam will kind of take you over towards this camp office, and we'll kind of explain. I'm so sorry I haven't called earlier. Every time I tried to get through, the signal kept cutting out.
It's okay.
It's been a little bit hectic. I've had to deal with that bullshit all for the last few days. It has been
Can't
a
believe it.
nightmare.
Yeah.
But cool. Let's go look at the logbook. It's really only going to show the names of the people, but at least you'll have that. There's some supplies in there if you need it. And then why don't we go back to my cabin? We can talk properly.
Yeah, we can go to your we could also talk properly at the campsite. Is all their stuff still there? Has he taken anything?
Well, yeah, the campsite's still there, but like I said, I got something to show you.
Oh,
It's in the
okay.
cabin.
Okay.
It's in the cabin.
Now you've got her attention.
Let's just go to the cabin then. Who needs a logbook?
Yep.
Let's go.
Now you got her attention. He's on a mission right now, Sam.
Quickly, like, divert you. Clearly, Sam is very excited. Sam's been really excited to show you.
Come on, babies.
And you're like been following, and you're a bit confused. You're a little bit further behind as they've been talking, as they then immediately just almost like completely 180 and start going off in a different direction. But Sam will give you the names of the campers, which is what you would have found in the logbook, which is Taylor Evans, Sean Fisher, Jasmine Walsh, Kennedy Green, and Robin Dawson. They all had tent spots, as it were, that I will now send to you just so that you can have it if you need it for whatever reason. So this was kind of their like assigned tent number, and they came as a group. Actually, one of them came in the car, and the rest kind of arrived in this van. Yeah, they'll kind of get up to the cabin, and they'll start to unlock the door. And this is Sam's personal cabin, so this is where Sam lives. And as you get inside, the walls, I don't know, Agatha, do you think you've ever been in Sam's cabin before?
Yeah, I think so. I think Gertie probably has had some coffee with Sam a couple of times. Tea, maybe.
I was gonna say Gertie, right?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else would have joined.
Probably not. Aggie might have once in a blue moon to come by and be like,
Gertie's probably dragged me out here.
Do you want to come home? Or
Gertie's dragged me out here at least once, and I've had to drag her out of here at least 3 times. So
yeah. So you two would definitely or at least have some understanding of this. The moment you get in there, it's like the whole entire space is just decorated. There are walls and shelves absolutely covered in pictures, maps, books, drawings of various different cryptids. There's obviously the obvious favorites like Bigfoot and Mothman, but there's some like smaller ones that you've only, I think, Gertie would really have heard of and know what it is, which is like the Bermuda Blob and Hogzilla. Yes, I have been researching cryptids this morning, and I found the ones with the best names. Bat Squatch, everyone, and the Cactus Cat, of course. How could we forget the Cactus Cat? So there's all sorts of like information, drawings, and you can see there's like big lists and things, and there's a couple that have had their like that have been crossed out, and written next to them in big red marker is distractions, mere distractions to hide the truth. These are the ones that have been definitely proven as hoaxes in the past. Yeah, Sam, definitely a big believer in cryptids and a very big interest in them. What is new to the room, however, to all of you, especially Gertie, you would notice straight away this massive new addition as you walk into the main room. There is a plaster casting of a huge Bigfoot-sized foot. And underneath it is just like Sam is very fond of sticky notes, okay? And Sam has put at least 3 sticky notes, each with a word on each one that says irrefutable cryptological evidence. It is just it's this plaster casting of a very large hominid footprint. There's like you can see there's little tufts of like hair sticking out within, and a strange like substance as well in the cracks of the plaster. But it is in the center of this big shelf, and it is obviously Sam's new baby. And Sam is this is what Sam wanted to show you, because Sam is looking at it and then at you and then it and then at you, just to see what the reaction is gonna be like. Well, like
Sam,
Gertie, take a deep breath.
where did you get this?
Deep breath.
Sam?
In through your nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Sit
Sam,
down.
answer the questions quickly.
Summons like a cup of really good chamomile tea, exactly how Granny likes it.
Granny just knocks it back, I think. Like
Granny just losing
heat
their
and all.
absolute mind.
Where did you take the casting? Was this you? Did you do this?
No. Okay.
Where'd you get it?
All right. Round here. It came at a great cost. But you know Bonnie, Hunter Bonnie? Well, Bonnie'd been following some tracks and it led to this, and she knew I'd be interested, so she sold it to me. It had some weird, we need to look at this stuff, and I know you're here for the campus, but there's so much that we need to look at together that I can't, I'm losing my mind. But like I said, it came at great cost. It was and some kind of their face kind of falls a little bit and they look a little bit guilty. The night that the campers went missing, I'm supposed to be here every night. I'm supposed to be here, but Bonnie gave me this call and I couldn't ignore it. So I went out, and normally it's fine. You know, I've been out at night when I'm not supposed to be, you know, but this time I came back and the whole campsite was a mess and the campers were gone, and I kind of feel a bit responsible, you know? I feel like I should have been here.
Sam,
was it really worth it? And like Sam really looks like really a bit distraught about this. Like clearly this irrefutable cryptological evidence is a lot, but very much the potential weight of 5 lives is like weighing that up. Is like she told me that if I didn't come that night, she was gonna throw it in the trash, and like what was I supposed to do? But
Sam, listen to me. If you had been here, it probably would have been 6 lives, okay? And I'm glad that it wasn't.
No, but I can't think like that. The campground, it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to protect the people here, you know?
I'm a little bit suspicious that Bonnie made you come and get it the same
That's what
night.
I was just about to say.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I was worried that I was being a little overly cautious, but look,
I mean,
Sam,
no, you've got me in your world now, Gertie, and that sounded really weird. Why that night? Why did it have to be that night? No other one. That doesn't look like it take up that much space.
Hold up. You got Aggie in our world? Whoa, this is a story. What happened? What happened?
This is not a story for the now times. This is a story for the. We have a lot to do, Sam.
It was
Listen.
Wait,
Tino
say again.
summons another cup for Auntie. Here you go. Just how you like it.
Great, thanks. Great. Takes a swig.
It's extra caffeine.
Fucking delicious, as always.
Every time.
Tino, I don't know how you do it. I don't know where you pull this shit from, but I don't care. This is the best I've ever tasted. All right.
And you just see like her face light up as if like there's sparkles coming from her. This is her favorite person. Like this is her favorite friend. Yay. And she goes like sits down on one of the bunks and just like does like the bouncy thing to like do her happy dance.
And I think that at that point Sam would kind of like look at Kit and be like, oh, I feel like I know you.
Kit
Kit!
looks mildly
That's
insulted
alright,
for
the
just
baby.
a second.
Holy shit, Kit! What are you doing here?
Visiting Granny and Grandma.
Of course.
You know.
How much notice did you give them this time?
Oh, don't even get us started on that one, Sam. My gosh.
I gave them a good 10 minutes notice after I
If
got
you
here.
say
Minutes. That's gonna be a new personal record, Kit. I love it. I love it.
Look.
Not quite brave enough to go the full 0 minutes, I see. I love it.
Oh, no. Negative 10 minutes. Like, Granny was like, it's so nice to see you, Kit. And Grandma was like, you should have called. So I called.
That's exactly what happened.
that's exactly how it went down.
Sam is absolutely riveted by this and just like laughs out loud. Kit, it's so good to see you. You know, you couldn't have come at a weirder time.
Look, I feel like every time I show up, there's something new going on that Granny has to talk about or show me.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just feels a bit like the wildlife has gone a bit crazy around here. And I'm not just talking like cryptid crazy like Gertie and I know about. I'm talking like even just like the normal wildlife has been acting kind of weird.
Like furry fish?
You're not wrong.
Like furry fish and weirdly passive cougars?
Super calm cougars that don't want to move even though you're right in front of them with your headlights and your honking horns.
They like their ear scritches.
You know what? I walked out in the forest the other day. There was a whole fucking warren of rabbits, and they were just looking at me. Just looking at me. And,
all right, I'm going to say it. I don't like that.
Furry fish, as in like the furry trout of Coldwater Lake. You've seen one?
No.
Well, we
Yeah, I
didn't.
forgot.
But D did.
D?
Mm-hmm.
Fisherman D?
Mm-hmm.
Fisherman D. I think he also said it coughed on him.
But also, like, fish don't really cough, so I don't know, man.
It coughed on him.
It
I've not
got-
heard anything about
Maybe
that.
it had a cold.
Could
Fish
be.
get colds?
Good thinking, Tino. Good thinking.
Always asking good questions. Good job,
Yeah,
Tino.
yeah,
We're so
we know
proud
we
of
need
you.
to consider every possibility at this point. You know, and there's this I don't know if you've noticed it. Sometimes around the campground, especially at night, there's this weird like dust in the air.
Don't breathe it in. You got masks. You need a mask. I
I've
got
been
masks.
breathing it in. Why am
Oh,
I not
wait.
breathing it in?
Well, ooh,
Maybe you're allergic.
You might be allergic to it. Look,
It's just pollen, I think.
I'm operating under because the cougar that we saw was covered in it, and I'm operating under the assumption that it is related to the fact that the cougar didn't want to move. So
Also, the
don't-
fish
And the
coughed up
furry
the weird
fish.
shit.
the furry fish
Uh-huh.
coughed up the weird yellow pollen. Is it and at this
There's
point,
not
I feel
much
like
of it. It's just little specks, but it's getting thicker. You think I should wear something?
yeah, respirator maybe like one for when there's the fires.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Cool.
know.
Yeah, I got one of those. In fact, I have a few of those. If you wanted them.
Yeah, I think we could all probably use them if you have enough for everybody.
All right, add respirator into your and I will actually say, like, Sam gets up, goes to the box to try and get some. A couple of them are cracked. So there is 2 good ones and 2 cracked respirators.
Gertie would take a cracked respirator.
I will also take a cracked one.
All right.
Just summons a cup of like some weird substance. I'm okay.
You're not gonna. Did you not hear your grandma, Tino? You should probably wear it. I mean, it's not important now. Like, there's none of that shit around the air now. It's only kind of like in the evening and the nighttime, and it's very faint, but it just seems to be getting a little bit stronger. I don't know. You know how much I look out for the environment around here. I kind of have to notice these things. It's sort of my job.
Well, you're very nice. That's why.
Oh, thanks, Tino. Thanks. I try to be.
Also, Granny, you should take one of the intact ones. You're the only one that actually knows about this shit.
No, I was fine. I'm gonna hand one of the intact ones to Aggie.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
Because
see anything wrong with this one.
Kids-
It's okay.
let me see it. Let me look it over. Huh,
No,
Gertie?
it's fine. All right. I'm gonna attach it to my ghillie suit. And Kit gets the mind your business look from Granny.
Aggie, you absolutely know that gas mask is cracked.
I know.
Anyways, we got things to look through. Don't worry about it. Everything's okay.
All right. Well, let me run you through the basic things. Gerald, I mean, you totally had it. Gerald has done a shit job. Like, even by my standards, Gerald has done a shit job. There's the primary camping area. That's kind of where the tents are. Everything is left how it is. This is why I got you here now, because I'm supposed to be clearing this shit up over the next couple of days, and I wanted you to see it. I wanted you to see it as it was, where we left it. So, or how I found it when I came home. And again, looks absolutely distraught with guilt for a second.
I'm telling you, I don't trust Bonnie. I don't know.
It's pretty torn up. Not really much in the way of blood. It looks shredded though.
When you say not much, do you mean none or a little?
Well, like pretty much none. Which is weird, right? It looks like something attacked.
Except there's no
things. I'm sure you noticed the gate as you came in. There's things that are broken and bent. It looks like something heavy. I can see, though I think he's an idiot, I can see why Gerald is hanging for dear life onto the idea of it being a bear. It looks about bear size.
Okay.
But yeah, the things are shredded up. Things are well, I mean, go see for yourself. But there's the primary camping area. That's where all the tent spots are. There's the outhouses. There was definitely something that happened there. There was something that happened around the boats that looked like there was some kind of attack around there. Yeah, I mean, feel free to explore and give me a shout if you need me. I've got a couple of things to check up on. I need to see if I can get through to JJ. I've been trying to call him all week. I hope he's okay. He's not really responded, but then signal's been shit,
Well,
I find out that, and she kind of points out the window. She's like, the storm that's getting worse. So
okay.
Don't keep yourself.
The storm is rolling in. All that we've all. It's a coming.
Storm's coming.
We love it.
There's a rumbling in the skies, Templey.
That is the cutest way of
something
saying that a
along
storm
those
is coming
lines.
that I've ever heard in my life. Like, I love that. All right, so just to kind of break it down for you, And also, like, Sam would go, oh, but like, look at you, Gertie, and say, have a closer look at the thing first, and point at the cast with the big footprint.
Mhm.
I'm gonna come take a photo of it.
In fact, Gertie, as you look at it, I want you, because you would probably be the one that keeps looking at it and keeps. I want you to make a control save as you look at it.
Oh, a save, you say? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh no. I failed it. I rolled a 19.
Oh, that's very
Wow.
unusual for control. Gertie, you consider yourself someone who, well, I mean, you have these moments of like impulse, obviously, but they're normally very, they come across as very impulsive and chaotic to other people, but they're normally very planned and structured, well thought out in your mind, even if no one else can see it. You don't normally give in to temptation in this way. But this is the first time that you've seen actual real cryptological evidence right in front of you, and you can't help but just want to go over and just really inspect it, maybe even touch it.
Yeah.
The urge is strong, real strong.
I would probably touch it if I'm being real. I feel like Gertie, the entire time Sam has been talking, this whole conversation, Gertie has been just slowly, when you're trying to leave a conversation and you're like inching towards the door, but the people keep talking and you're like, I love you so much, but I'm leaving. That's what Gertie's been doing, but moving herself towards the foot cast, or like the footprint casting. And so at this point she's gotten close enough and her face is like inches away, and she's just reaching up slowly to like pick at one of the tufts of fur or like some of the weird, I'm guessing, yellow stuff attached to the plaster.
It's not yellow, actually. As you get up closer, that compulsion, that urge gets stronger and stronger. And as you reach out to touch it, one of these sort of tufts of very black fur, you pull your finger away, and for just a moment on your finger, you notice there's this kind of like weird black tar-like substance that has been left on your finger. And you're about to kind of like fish in your pockets and grab a handkerchief to kind of wipe it away. And you watch as it is absorbed into your skin almost immediately.
Yeah.
And for just a second, roll a dex save for me.
Okay.
This is fine.
While this is happening, Aggie too late is yelling, "Get your damn face away from the footprint!"
I have so many concerns.
But it's too late.
I failed that one too. I rolled a 14 and my dex is 10.
Stop it!
So.
You stagger backwards because just for a second you're overwhelmed by this sudden, like, it's like everything just comes into focus. Like, just imagine if you had very, very poor eyesight and then all of a sudden someone clicked their fingers and your eyesight just became exceptionally good. Like, you kind of have this headache that hits you, migraine level, just punches you in the face, and you're just taken aback by it. You stagger backwards, you go to catch yourself, you failed your dex save, so you don't catch yourself. And you I'm gonna roll to see as you kind of topple to the floor.
I'm guessing I'd have to like roll a dex to say like catch her, and I don't have good dex.
Can I try and catch her?
You can see she's toppling over. Yeah, I'll allow one person to roll to catch her. Probably Aggie was the person paying the most attention, so I'm going to say that it would have to be
I'll
Aggie.
roll. I just don't have good dexterity because I'm assuming that's what I'll have to roll with, right?
I mean,
okay, I'll give it a shot because I'm gonna try. Aggie's gonna try either way, whether I have good dexterity or not.
Are you fucking kidding me? Pond, why are we in this life together right now? I rolled a nat 20.
No.
Absolute fail. Absolute critical failure. Okay. Well, I guess I'm rolling this for the both of you then, because you go to catch
What?
Gertie. and you
Platonic
flip
life
on a-
partners.
you
We're
flip on
up
a
together. We're
scoreboard.
going down together.
You're going down together. So you're both gonna potentially take
We
some
will
damage
go
here. Okay.
down with this ship.
All right, so Gertie, as you topple to the floor,
Mhm.
I rolled on a d4 and I rolled a 4. Can you let me have a quick look, and I think I've got your
This is going so well, guys.
thing here. Yeah, so you have hit points of 3, right? You
Mhm.
don't have any armor. So
Mhm.
so the hit points, essentially they act as like a shield, like a buffer. So they absorb 3 of those 4 points of damage. Okay. And then you are hit in your strength. Your strength is now 8 instead of 9.
Oh.
Okay.
No!
This is how this
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
This is great. I love this.
I'm gonna do something a bit different. And oh, well, you were lucky, Aggie. Because I only rolled a 1. So what is your
I have an
your
HP
hit
of
points
4.
score? So yeah, it's a D4. Normally when this is rolled, you're looking at sort of like D6 and D8, but because you're just kind of falling over onto the floor, it's no, but you're quite elderly, so I was like, they're a little bit more fragile. Yeah, you don't go down. You manage to, as you're going down, you manage to catch yourself, and the sort of holding onto the side of the chair takes and absorbs most of the damage.
Okay.
Because I only rolled a 1, so you don't get hurt. It doesn't hit your strength. You do see that as Gertie falls to the floor, she does slightly, like she comes down hard on her knees. It's not like,
not the knees.
it's going to be a lot of bruising. There's no sound of cracks or like anything like that, but it's a lot of bruising. It's going to affect things quite significantly. Or not significantly, but
Kit just
that
kind of
definitely
rushing,
wasn't a good fall. Put it that
Kit
way.
just kind of rushing over, like, what did you do? As they help the 2 of you up.
I just tripped. I'm sorry. Is everything
You
okay?
get
Did
too
I break
close to
anything?
the weird footprint, okay?
I
right, come on
think
up.
there's a floorboard loose.
Is your knee okay? I just watched that. That hit so... Gertie.
I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm fine.
Like
Get
runs
off
over.
me.
Yeah. Tino is like,
Advil.
"Please."
Advil when we get home.
You are left with, as you kind of get up and you're okay, the headache has passed. You feel fine again. You're left with this slight feeling that everything is just a little bit brighter than it was before. It niggles at you a little bit. And you feel a little bit more like your tread is a little softer than it was before. Not noticeably so currently, but something, that substance, whatever it was that was absorbed into your skin, has changed you in some way.
Okay, I'm gonna say absolutely nothing to anybody about that experience that I had. My knees are
That
fine.
sounds like the Gertie I know.
Anti-inflammatory when we get home, Granny.
Yeah, I got some.
Actually, I
Don't
think I
you
got one
yeah,
in my
yeah
fanny
me.
pack over here.
Don't
No,
you-
I think I
Granny.
got one in my
And
fanny
a cup
pack, maybe.
opens,
Oh,
and like a cup like is summoned.
thank you, Tino. I'm okay. What's in this? It's
As soon as you take a
all right,
sip,
so
your
in terms
knees
of
are
things-
healed,
In terms of things that you have to explore,
and it tastes like bubble gum.
you have the outhouse. You have, which is basically like where the toilets and the showers are. You have the primary camping area. That's where the camping spots are, where the campers were before they were attacked. You have you're currently around where the cabins are. Obviously you're in cabin 1. There are some other cabins. So there might be some things to have a look at in or around those. you have a sort of an area that leads off to the trails, what's called the main hall, which is basically like the hub of like where people go to kind of gather to eat and things like that, and the boathouse and dock, which kind of lead on because the campground is kind of very accessible towards the lake, so people can kind of, there's a sort of boathouse that people can get onto and kind of go out into the lake if they want to. Where do you think you would want to start?
I want to go to the campground and see what's going on, but I don't know about
thank God.
anybody else.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say the toilets area, and I don't feel like looking at that. I mean, shit does go down there, but I don't know that I feel like.
I
Going
mean,
over
shit certainly goes somewhere there, but
it goes somewhere over there. Kit, you see, yeah.
I mean, I might have to hobble over there for a quick bathroom break, before we. But I don't. I'm not trying to.
A golf cart we can use? I don't want to fuck with your knee anymore.
It's fine. My knees are fine. Tino gave me the bubble drink, the bubble gum, everything. I feel great. Everything is great.
Kit, it's not even worth the trouble right now. You already know.
Worry about yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to the campground, and we're gonna see what Squatch done did to those kids.
Let's make our way over then. Come on, everybody.
Sam, let me know if you need anything. I got my handy dandy phone.
Kit just sighs and looks over at Tino in that, like, with that look of like, you're gonna help me keep Granny and Grandma safe, right?
I've never been to the campgrounds.
Lots of dirt, lots of trees.
Then off we go. Let's go.
The doctors never let me see that.
All right. So you're going to make your way over to the campgrounds. We could probably just cut off a break a little bit early, say like about 5 minutes early, seeing as if otherwise we'll get into something and then I'll have to cut us off in about 5 minutes time. So why don't we head to break now? We will be back at about 22. We're going to do about a 15-minute break. And yeah, we will see what you find in your investigation around the campgrounds, and hopefully you won't get any more hurt or nothing strange will happen, and it really will just turn out all to be a bear.
Maybe all of our eyesights will just get
have
better.
more pizza.
Yeah. Gertie wants to touch more of that fur, but she's knows better.
Yeah, like that didn't go down so absolutely, and I think like that compulsion still kind of exists a little bit.
Yeah. If that gives you a 6-pack, I swear.
If you want fur, you can always go fishing.
Can you imagine if that's just Gertie just starts sprouting fur now?
No one would know because I'm in my ghillie suit.
I was about to say, I literally get out of my head.
Yeah, absolutely wearing the ghillie suit.
I was like, no one would know.
How
would they know?
They'll never know.
No one's gonna know.
All right, let's head to break. We'll see you in about 15 minutes time at 20 to 5. Looking forward to it. See you soon.
See you soon.
Woohoo!
crunch.
Hello.
Hey everyone, we're back. Sorry, we are back just a teeny tiny little bit late. I'm loving the captions, blah 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 crunch. Yeah. Cool.
Look, it's better that we're back late than these people heard all that.
Hey everyone.
Honestly,
Better latte than never. Am I right?
uh,
Am I right?
Ending the stream. Stop streaming.
Better latte than. Never mind.
Y'all are only at 5 puns. You're
All
slacking.
right, everyone, people, you have the campground is yours. If you're only just joining us now, we've ran into a terrible police officer and ruined his day. That was fun. We've finally seen some irrefutable cryptological evidence that definitely has not done anything to any of my cast at all. Gerald sucks. That's completely correct. Yeah, we're basically at a campground now. Some campers have gone missing, and my lovely investigators here are about to completely solve the mystery, clear it right up by the end of the episode. I imagine that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, easy.
Cool. So you wanted to go to the campground itself first, if I'm remembering correctly, the primary camping area, as it's called. You get there, and obviously you know exactly which plots were taken, and they are actually the only plots that have tents in them. It's not like it's summer, but it's for some reason, like recently, tourism within like the camping and everything has been declining a little, so these were the only plots that were actually taken by tents at this point. There's loose bits of caution and police tape sort of still attached to posts. So even this taking down of the police tape, even this Gerald could not achieve and do properly. The tents themselves are completely torn to shreds. Like literally they're in tatters. There is the garbage everywhere. Yeah, you can see that in the tent spots, like within the tents, there are some things inside that possibly belonged to some of the campers. But yeah, feel free to have a little look around, see what you think.
Said there's garbage around, but is there like can we see like food that's been like rummaged through and taken as well?
I think you would see like, so yeah, there's a few like crisp packets, opened and emptied crisp packets. I mean, it's difficult to tell what it doesn't look like that an animal has come and rummaged around the food, as it were. This just looks like rubbish that might have gone flying in some sort of kerfuffle. You would probably notice that around 10 spot, one of the tent spots, number 7, if you're interested, there's a half-empty bottle of vodka.
Sean.
It's kind of Sean clearly clearly enjoying life there. I love that you knew that you were like, that's Sean's. Sean.
Oh, I wrote that down. I wrote it all down, baby.
Yeah. So Sean was clearly enjoying some alcohol before whatever happened. But yeah, there is food packets and things around. It doesn't look like that was the main purpose of whatever came. That was what they were there for.
I'll look for pollen.
Pollen, fur.
Pollen, and you're looking for pollen and fur.
And footprints.
Okay, cool.
I'm there to like lift anything.
A classic cryptid, what might be described as perception check. That kind of comes under. I think it would come under control. So who do we want one person to look and roll twice and take the lower number, or do we want multiple people to look and see what each individual person might find?
I don't make choices.
Well, I
You
feel
know
like-
what? Is Gertie, what do you want from us? You want us to split up and start looking, or do you want us to help you out and be like behind you, ready to go? Like, what do you need from us? We're here. We're here to do it.
All right, I think we'll cover more ground better if we split up.
Okay.
You know, so I'm gonna look for the footprints.
Okay.
And then Kit, you can look for pollen or fur. Aggie, Tino, look for other things that might indicate that it has been here.
All right. We're looking for some fur and stuff. Let's go.
Okay.
And also, Kit kind of like scoots over next to Tino for a sec. Can I have another?
Oh, of course. And she summons a giant Dunkin' Donuts large size caramel frap.
Amazing.
Extra whipped cream?
Yes, please.
They're
Extra whipped cream with
bonding.
more caramel on top.
Such a beautiful moment, but also the pollen and fur as Colin Firth has
Yes!
me distracted right now. I'm so. What a beautiful moment.
You find
I'm
But
gonna
I
look for.
can't.
I'm gonna look for
lying
footprints.
on the
You look for Colin first.
I got it.
And there's like a straw
Aggie's
ready
on
to
the
go.
case. I'll find you, Colin Firth. Don't you worry.
Kit, while looking for Colin Firth, thanks Tino.
I
And
cannot.
sets into this.
I literally cannot. Well, that's canon now. Colin Firth horribly mauled by whatever was hypnosis.
No.
Colin
Oh my
Firth, is he a soap
gosh.
opera actor, Granny?
What was
You
that?
just randomly asked this out of the blue.
Tino
No,
canonically
because she
comes
watches
from beyond
soap
the
operas
fourth
with her
wall.
grannies. And she's like, the name like sounds familiar. She's like, wait, is he on one of our soaps?
I had to look up who Colin Firth was because I couldn't remember his face.
Colin Firth. I think that that's a very clear answer of no. I don't know that any of the characters were actually talking about Colin Firth. But
Yeah.
you look, so you begin to look for things. All of you, you know what? I'm gonna do it as a group thing. All of you make control saves for me.
Oh crap.
Like you all to know that I'm rolling this teeny tiny little d20.
Oh my god, it's so
Forgot
cute.
that my cat knocked over my dice tray.
Amazing. That's exactly
I
what you
don't
want.
balance
understand why
out-
you put your dice tray in their way.
Sorry.
I'm doing the shiny
To
red.
balance out the teeny tiny, I've got the chonker, courtesy of Tavernot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thanks,
Wow,
Tav.
this die hates me. I gotta roll.
Oh,
a
this die
different
hates
one.
me too.
I can't. This is bad.
Is
I
it
got a
bad?
5.
I mean, my
All
control
right.
is a 12, and I rolled a 16.
Love it, love it, love it.
My control is a 10 and I rolled a 15, so
My control is a 16 and I rolled a 10.
I'm glad a couple of us succeeded. Tavernot, I'm suing.
2 successes, 2 failures. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Interesting. Bear with me just one moment.
That's the most terrifying thing a GM can say. Interesting. Hang on a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Grab your comfort plushies.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, I got one.
I have
all
a
right.
cat, but I don't know where he went.
Those of you that were successful, remind me, we were looking for pollen fur. We weren't looking for Colin Firth.
No, we were looking for footprints as well.
Footprints as well.
And the scratch marks, I think. So it was pollen, fur, footprints, scratch marks.
But are we looking
Scratch
for
marks?
Colin Firth's footprints?
Scratch marks. For those of you that were successful, I will tell you what you find, and then I will deal with the failures. You find so you find in terms of like evidence of something like what has actually attacked, you don't find fur. Okay. You find the scratch marks. So there's definitely been, and like scuff marks. What you've been kind of looking for is evidence of like what actually happened. You definitely see that there was like some kind of altercation, shall we say, here. There seems to be footprints, not an awful lot of, but you do notice a couple of sets of footprints running off into different directions. You know that there was 5 campers here. You only see, if I'm thinking correctly, you only see 3 sets of footprints. Okay, running off. So I guess what you can probably determine from that is that whatever attacked managed to keep a couple of them here, and then the rest managed to escape. And then you see like it's weird because you see like very clear defined footprints that lead off in these 3 directions, and I will tell you where they kind of lead off to in a moment. And you see like weird like muddles of footprints on the way as well. You don't, like I said, you don't find fur. In terms of pollen, yeah, you do find that, but I will deal with that momentarily because I believe that it was Kit and Aggie that were specifically looking for pollen and fur, wasn't it? While looking around, you investigate the areas of the tents themselves. I already mentioned the half-empty bottle of vodka. You find a sort of crushed packet of cigarettes as well. You find car keys that are definitely for that Bronco. So not for the van, but for the Bronco. You find a wallet, and inside the wallet is, if I just remind myself, because it's found around tent number 6, which is Taylor Evans. So you find some cards and some cash and everything, and an ID card for Taylor Evans. You also find a sort of like flyers around number 11 for various different like tourist attractions and things going on within Coldwater. But one of them is a map, and it has a little like red circle around Hines Farm. And you find specifically around number 16 bullet casings, empty bullet shells. Shots were fired here. There is like little elements of gunpowder around.
Sorry, just like shots fired.
Shots fired.
Oh, we have gun pollen. Got it.
There was an altercation. There was a struggle, and what you get from that is that whatever it was caused someone to try to actually shoot at something, but you find no evidence of a gun. Just the empty bullet casings. Aggie.
Yes.
You are looking around.
I'm just looking around.
And you find something that you, well, maybe you were expecting it, maybe you weren't. You're at a bit of a loss actually, because you're looking around. This is all clearly evidence. All of this is supposed to be bagged up. This is all supposed, like, why is this just left here? Like, you're an avid reader of crime thrillers, okay? And even you know that those crime thrillers and the way that they happen in crime thrillers is supposed to be taken with a pinch of salt. But the cops in the crime thrillers do a much better job of looking at the crime scene then
I should have brought the plastic bags from home and post-it notes.
Post-it, yeah. Well, you definitely would know that Sam would have some post-it notes if you want them, because there were fucking post-it notes all over that.
That's true.
Probably
But that doesn't tell me
might have
right
some
now.
Ziploc bags as well, just because they're fond of like going around collecting evidence of things. So you could probably get some like plastic Ziploc bags from Sam if you so wanted it.
Depends on what I find.
What you find is something that, as you're kind of like searching through and you're pulling all these bits of tent aside and you're looking for like fur or whatever, you pull up a bit of tent, and I need you to make a control save, because what you find is somebody's thumb.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm switching to my other teeny tiny little d20 because the last one has betrayed me so many times. My control is a 12 and I rolled a 13.
So you failed the control save is what I'm getting from that right now.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Let me just. That's going to be quite significant.
Not a thumb.
And
Okay.
thus
And it begins.
The death begins.
So tell me, your hit points are a what? A 4?
4.
4. Okay. You I rolled a 5. So that immediately diminishes your hit points to 0. And I need to remind you that hit points can be recovered with just like a moment's rest. So your HP is now back, Gertie. As like you just have a like all you need basically is a moment of like, and then it's a completely filling buffer. It refills itself back up, but you need to give yourself a moment to like recover. So it takes that
What's taking a hit?
You take that beating of like, oh holy shit, what am I looking at? And that one that kind of overlaps hits your control. Your control is now 11 instead of 12. As you become, shall we say, a little stressed, because you weren't expecting that.
Oh my god, that's
Granny, what's wrong?
That's not
Grandma?
that. How did he? Hang on a second. Now I'm thinking about Gerald and how much he sucks at his job. There's a thumb right here. A freaking thumb.
What do you mean? And
You're gonna
Tino
lift
goes
a
to
damn
look in,
thing?
Not find this.
and Tino just like goes in, like, oh, there's a
I think I
body back
definitely
here.
accidentally touched it too, like when I was lifting it. So I touched it and I was like, no.
Meanwhile, as you kind of just find this and you're about to like, have your moment of outburst, Kit, you are also looking through, and you're looking for, and you begin to find these little like traces. They're very faint and there's very few of them, but you find these little traces of pollen and you're very like, it's kind of sitting on the material of the tents and around, and you're very like, be careful, don't touch it, like don't inhale it, kind of thing. The sound of Aggie just suddenly like being startled causes you to like slip, and your hand comes down on this tent, and all of the pollen on top of the material puffs up into your face. I need you to make a control save.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see how this goes. Tav's dice is fired. My dice are also fired because that was an 11 and my control's a 10. So,
Okay.
How do we keep doing this?
Okay. Fuck. Right. Just bear with me 1 second because I want to make sure that
Bear! There's a bear?
I never said anything about a bear. It said bear
I'm
with
still
me.
counting that as a pun.
All right.
got my little like stress fidget thing right now because I'm like.
Grandma and Kit both really rolling barely over their controls.
Just
Just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Don't like that.
All right, because you failed your control save, you inhale.
I like
Roll
open
a
my mouth to
d10
yell.
for me.
A what?
Roll a d10.
Okay. Mildly concerned, and by mildly I mean a lot. 7. Is that how much damage I take?
Why are you laughing like that?
Horrifying. Horrifying.
As you breathe this in, you hear them.
Thanks, I hate it. Tell me
Just
more.
for a moment, you hear those campers. You hear them having a conversation. They're talking shit about what they're going to do the next day. And it's just those last few seconds before suddenly it's just screams and pain, and you can feel it. And it's screaming and it's loud, but it's also whispering at the same time. And it just takes over, and then it suddenly goes quiet until all there is these very faint whispers. And the whispers, they're not going away. They're distracting. You can hear them here. You can hear them all around. They seem to be coming from the forest. They seem to be coming from the sky. They seem to be coming from the earth itself, deep, deep, deep underground. It's impossible to pinpoint. You have gained a fallout, and that takes up a slot in your inventory. All right, so that's what the two of you find. And yeah, so clearly some stuff happened here. The footsteps or the footprints. I was like, there's something else I need to address here. You turn around, by the way. Kit has, as Kit kind of is trying to come back, and you are able, once the screams and everything have stopped in your head, you are able to kind of rejoin reality a little bit and concentrate on what's going on. But just every so often, it's just as if someone is right by your ear and whispers, and it kind of catches you off guard, but it's also coming from so very far away at the same time. And it's very hard to completely focus. But you rejoin what's happening around you. You turn around. Everyone, obviously, Aggie is very distraught at finding his thumb. But you'll turn around, and Kit does have this kind of this sort of slight yellow dusting on the face. It's very slight.
Okay.
Is it something we would catch?
Yeah, I think you would see it.
Okay.
Everybody just take a deep breath. Well, no, maybe. Hold on. Oh,
No one else take a deep breath. There's this like little puff. You can see like these little like yellow sort of like dust is just kind of floating around in that sort of very small concentrated area where Kit's face was literally in the moment before. It's now settling again.
Kit just sneezes.
I'm gonna use the arm of my ghillie suit, and I'm gonna just like rub it across Kit's face to try and get some of the It's okay. It's okay. Don't breathe. Don't breathe. It's okay.
That's scratchy.
Oh my god,
the thumb licking wipe.
It's just over here. It's just over here laying under a tent. Just full on thumb.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
It's the full thumb.
I know it's a thumb. It's
Not
gonna
just the
be-
print, the whole thing.
I
It's the
understand.
whole.
Here, come over here, and I'm gonna like try and herd Aggie. Tino, can you make a cup of chamomile for Aggie, please?
Okay.
You know, I want
Absolutely.
coffee. Give me more caffeine. I don't
Okay,
care.
that
I want a
works.
coffee.
Whatever she wants.
Did you guys hear that?
What?
Hear what? The thumb? Me screaming about the. I think I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody heard that.
No, I mean, yes, there was screaming, but it wasn't you.
Question for
I'm
her.
I'm not gonna lie. I
GM
could only hear
Cat.
myself.
It sounded like a few. It sounded like a few voices.
Question for
I think-
GM Cat.
Yes.
Go ahead, Jean.
I think it was the campers. Go ahead.
Is any of this triggering Tino's memories?
No, because you are not experiencing it.
Okay. Tino is gonna go into the tent. Has a small cup, drinks it. It's very caustic. Burns going down. And she's gonna look in the tent. See the thumb. Have a memory, like a quick flash of a memory of something. It's like there and it's gone. And she's gonna try and see what else is in there.
So I've kind of already gone through the things that you
Mhm.
found in and around.
Or anything
the
that like got
tent.
missed.
Okay, we can do a random search and just see if there is something. So do a control save for me.
Okay. Nothing.
No,
I got a 14.
you find absolutely nothing else. In terms of the footprints, and where they are leading, you see. Let me get this. God, too many tabs up. Okay. So there are 3 sets of footprints that are leading away. One is leading towards the outhouses. One is leading towards the boathouse dock area. And one is leading towards the trails, which you would know go just deep into sort of hiking trails that go around the forest.
Tino is gonna go like look at the grannies and say, I'm gonna go in the woods and see if I can ask for help.
Oh, by yourself?
Well, the cougars
What were
are
you
very
going to
nice
ask,
to me.
Pond?
I was just gonna ask, does my cam number 6 intersect with any of the trail cams? Or any of the trails up there? I've been twisting the map north to see if the trails might lean that way.
I would now I need to remind myself of your list. Let's have a look.
It's around the hook of the lake, right?
Yeah, I would say that cam number 6 is probably just off of the trail. But because one of the trails kind of heads around sort of the lake. I would say that yes, cam number 6 is probably the closest that you would get to one of the trails. Yeah.
Cool. Tino, honey, if you want to try, but don't go far. I want you to come back.
I'll be okay. And you see her like stand at full height again. look around a little bit and say to Kit, please make sure grannies are okay.
And you kind of see Kit doesn't seem like they're fully paying attention, like they heard you, but they seem to be listening to something else.
You hear just at that moment, Kit, come and find us. Just very clearly whispered in your ear, and then again gone.
And Kit just kind of like whips their head around.
There's no one there.
Okay, you heard that, right?
No.
Heard what?
Come find us.
Come find. We're right here. What do you? Come find who?
You didn't hear that.
No. No.
Like right here that it said come find us.
Are you
I...
are you okay?
Granny, I love you dearly. You go squatching, but I hear a thing, and you think I'm losing it.
I just it was from a place of concern, honey.
I know, I love you, Granny, but like, you really didn't hear that. Come
No.
find. No.
You know, come find. Why?
Hang
Is
on,
it
hang
a
on.
memory?
And Kit just kind of like looks up, looks down. You want to give me a hint on where you are?
You hear nothing. Just the edge of like the occasional edge of a whisper, as if someone, you know, when someone like draws breath when they're about to speak, but then they don't. It's like that kind of feeling of like, and then nothing.
And y'all see Kit
You
just
know-
kind of like listening. Yeah, no, they're gone.
But you have these footprints. I would say that you would notice that the set of footprints leading to the outhouse, if you're really going to deep dive into exactly how they look, they seem like a very steady kind of walking pace. The other two look hurried. They look scrambled, like they're running. There's scuffs and where they've kind of tripped over things and stuff.
Okay. So then I think Tino, you come back. You got 20 minutes before we come look. We're gonna go. I think
I
that
can't believe you're letting her go alone right now.
I mean, I'm not. She's gonna do what she's gonna do.
She's
got a
entering
plan.
in like the rudimentary timer on the flip phone.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so
I don't have it on silent this time.
Are you planning just to head down towards like where it leads off into the trails?
Yeah, and she will also see if she can ask like the local wildlife.
The local wildlife. Okay.
Basically like asking for directions in case if she gets lost.
All right. So you're heading off. I take it. Is anyone going with Tino?
Honestly,
All
Kit might
right,
take
I'll
that...
go with.
Well,
You gonna go?
honestly, Kit might take the "come find us" as a like, as a little pokey poke to you know go and find them. So Kit might be inclined to join.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. So the two of you are heading off towards where the trails are.
The grandkids
Tino
are
will
going off to
offer-
hang out.
Grandmas, where are you going?
So, looking at these footprints, Aggie, the person who it looks like the footprints going off to the outhouse probably happened a little bit earlier. It seems pretty calm. It's not hurried.
Okay.
But we got the ones here, and she's just like walking and looking at the floor, not looking at Aggie. The ones this way go off into the trail, and then the other ones over here go off down to the boathouse area. And I feel we should probably try to investigate both, but the kids are going off towards the trail, so we could probably go off towards the boathouse while the kids are at the, and
Gertie,
Gertie's
I'm
already
with ya.
halfway there, halfway to the boathouse.
Like, that's probably Gertie. We're already almost there. Let's go. I'm with you to the end, baby.
Just
Let's do it.
Looking at the ground, following the footprint. Oh, Aggie, I don't tell you this very often, but I love you very much, and I'm super glad that we're in it to the end, you know?
Gertie, you never have to say it. I love you to the end of time. I know it might be short for us, but that's okay.
Hey, does the outside look a little bit brighter to you?
Brighter in my eyes. No, not having it. It's
Alright.
not bright
If
at all.
anything, it's starting to get a bit dark. We're kind of
If anything, Gertie, it's starting to get a bit dark.
and that's the weird thing, Gertie. As Aggie says that, the light doesn't really seem to have changed for you.
No, what time is it? Can't be past 3 o'clock.
What time is it?
It's
I'm
early.
looking at my-
It's getting into early evening, I would say now.
Well, we're definitely going our way to sunset here. So this is not 3 p.m. anymore, Gertie. We're like around like 5:36 almost.
Oh, you know how I lose track of time. Anyway, let's get to that boathouse. The kids will be fine.
Oh. All right, boathouses. Let's go.
Tino and Kit are just like talking about, grannies really should be married. I mean, it's up to them, but I think it would be very nice.
They basically are married. They just used that damn ghillie suit as a wedding ring.
Normally, you would
we'll
have to
head
raise
over
the bands for
we'll-
that.
We'll head over then to Tino and Kit first, see what they find, and then we'll head over to our grannies. Tino and Kit, you walk your way up to where kind of there's a kind of exit out of the campgrounds that leads towards the trails. When you get there, you immediately notice that the sign is broken. That kind of points out into the forest. And there are signs of a scuffle here. Followed by kind of going out into the forest, there are signs that something large was sort of dragged. And around that, there are footprints, but they are not in any discernible pattern. So there's this kind of long drag mark, and then around the drag mark there are footprints that seem to kind of point in all directions.
Kind of like someone is dragging something.
Maybe, but you can even then, if someone was dragging, they're normally dragging in like a looks so random the way that and there's multiple of them, there's so many. If they were trying to drag, if it was one person trying to drag, they literally walked around the whole thing, and they were like they really tried. The second thing that you notice, I think, is that the footprints do not seem to belong to an animal. They are human footprints for sure.
Footprints or shoe prints?
Footprints.
What a great question.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there is a discarded shoe.
I thought you were
nearby.
There was a foot.
Do you want to look to see if a foot is still inside the shoe?
Yes, please.
Dead. All right. You pick it up. And you look. It's just a shoe.
Excellent. Hey, Tino. Come take a look at this. Does it appear to be... Can I gather a general, like... Does it appear to be like a male-styled shoe, a female-styled shoe? Shoes aren't gendered. However, we live in America, so...
It's a hiking boot.
Okay. So can't
I
quite
think
tell.
you would probably discern that it looks like it is a is a bit on the bigger side, so it's probably one of the guys. You don't know for sure. Hiking boots are pretty like they're
Yeah.
not massively gendered, like, and it's certainly not like I'm gonna just say it. It's not like bright pink
Yeah.
with glitter all over it.
Right.
Like it's not obviously gendered. It's a very sensible hiking boot. It's a bit on the bigger side. It looks like it would be something that if it belonged to a female, then they would have quite large feet. But it could be. You don't know for sure. Roll a control save for me, and this is just to see if you notice anything else around or what you do notice. 3.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah.
I passed a roll, guys. I did it.
You passed a roll.
Yay.
That's amazing. As you're kind of looking around and you're beckoning Tino over, you do notice something. Yeah. You notice a little bit off from this shoe, a knife. Let me just exactly describe it.
I have concerns.
Totally normal to go camping
Yeah,
with a knife.
it's a hunting knife. And it is stained with a little bit of blood and got this kind of you can just see just a little bit of this like pollen on it. Not enough, you don't think that it would be dangerous, but it's just like specks of it and some kind of strange like bluey black mold on it. But it is a knife, and if you want to add it to your inventory, it does d6 damage. Hunting knife that does d6 damage. So you have a knife.
Does the
Oh,
mold...
and as you pick it up and look it over, you hear mine in your ear, as if someone just said it.
Are you
But-
okay?
Either the knife is really possessive of me now, or there's a camper ghost saying the knife is theirs.
GM Cat, I have a question.
Yes.
Anywhere in the faint memories of Tino's mind, has she ever encountered something like that? Like possession or like deal?
I would like you to roll a control save for me.
Okay. You were mean. Let's go with the brass die. That is a 2 out of 9.
Amazing. I think it's the word ghost that gets it just pulls at a memory. And you've had a couple of these experiences while you've been kind of looking into this and investigating this, where a memory has tried to connect with you and you haven't quite been able to grasp it. But this time you do remember. You remember being stood in it looks like a cavern, a large cavern. And all around you is yellow dust and blue lights and the whispers. And they sound like ghosts. Or at least that's what you would imagine a ghost would sound like if it was trying to talk. It's something that you remember. There's a female voice behind you. You don't turn to look at this voice, but there's a female voice behind you that is describing these things as sounding like ghosts. And it just hits you, this memory. It's so visceral for a second that when you reach out, just to kind of really investigate one of these and touch one of these blue lights, they respond in all sorts of strange and beautiful and terrifying patterns. And then you hear this woman's voice behind you say, "Oh, look at that." And then the memory is gone. Leaving only the imprint of that last final voice. Look at that. 3135. And then it's gone.
Kit, meanwhile, is taking a look at that moss, that mold, to see if that rings any bells from Granny and Grandma's teachings.
The mole? No, I don't think it does. I don't think you've ever seen anything that kind of looks. It does resemble moss a little bit. It's a bluey black, which is not necessarily uncommon for mold, but as the light is starting to get dimmer around you, you can see it has a very, very, very faint glow to it. And you have never heard of glowing mold before.
Mold, okay. I'm going to hold it by whatever part of it is clean that I can find.
You can absolutely get a hanky and wipe it off.
I'm going to leave the mold on it because I want to show it to Granny and Grandma.
That's sensible. Love it.
But we've already seen the pollen and the blood is dried, I'm sure, so that won't be a problem.
The blood is very dry, yes.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it by whatever dry and not moldy part there is, and just kind of glance over it. You okay? Did you see something? Did you hear? Did you hear the person?
The amount of whispers that you were hearing in that memory, it was impossible to discern anything that they were saying.
I remembered something.
About?
But everybody was so loud.
Like screaming?
No.
There might have been some screaming in there.
Maybe. It's kind of like when I was at the diner and lots of noise.
The overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then there was this one voice that said, "Good job," or "Look at that." This is the first time I've ever had something like that.
I've also never heard ghost campers. Up top. Oh, high five. You put your hand up like this and you slap the other person's hand. It's supposed to be congratulatory.
Oh, okay.
Pat.
And if it's all right by
just
you,
like
I'm
smiling.
going to just head over to Granny's now, just to see what it is that they find. So you're heading over towards the docks and the boathouse. You can immediately see as you kind of walk over to it, the dock itself is kind of like these damp wooden stats. They're nailed between a couple of long logs and they extend out into the water. One boat is tied to the dock, and this is an access point for transit on Coldwater Lake, obviously. As you get to the boathouse, it is a moss-covered sort of storage shed. It has large double doors and no windows. It's normally locked up. The padlock on it is broken. Like, it's not just
unlocked.
It's not just unlocked, it's broken. And you can see that these doors seem to have taken quite a beating.
Oh gosh.
In the door, there are 12 deep grooves scratched into the wood.
12.
Oh,
12.
this is
Yeah.
not a good sign.
And I would say that you would see them in 3 groups of 4. Yeah.
So okay. So it looks like something with 4, something scratched.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does it look like
Yeah.
does it? Okay, could I, being the expert that I am, could I see if it looked like it has 3 arms, or if it's?
I think being the expert that you are, yes. This almost looks like a common behavior of like,
Right.
but there's 3 arms instead of 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that you would also notice immediately on the ground below, just that really confirms those suspicions. No blood around, but there are 3 fingernails, where whatever this thing is, those grooves are deep. Whatever this thing is, it's scratched hard, so much so that it has displaced some of its fingernails.
Are we talking like a claw?
Or like a human fingernail.
Or like a
Like a
if I
human
find
fingernail.
one more fucking thumb around here, I swear to God.
Like
It's a
3 human fingernails.
Ugh.
Do you want to take a little bit of a closer look at those fingernails?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
you would. First of all, I need you both to make control saves because that shit is horrifying to see.
I am
Mhm.
rolling a chunky boy now.
Yeah.
I'm rolling a yellow boy to
I'm
match
gonna
the
mute
pollen.
myself because it's gonna be loud.
Release the chunkers.
Still betrayed. I'm
Okay,
just
so
rolling.
Gertrude, you passed.
I got a 3 out of 16.
Amazing. So you managed to hold in the stress of like how gross that is and look at it from a sort of more sciencey point of view, and you immediately set to work on having a look at these fingernails proper. You, however,
I rolled a 15. Gertie, I know that you talked about this stuff being real, but this is a lot. See, there's animals in the distance that don't like it either.
I'm about to roll to see how much. Oh shit. Okay, so that's a 6, and your 4 hit points. That means that you take 2.
Fuck.
So you've taken 2. So your control is decreased by 2.
No, 3 total in this whole day so far.
Things have gotten scary,
Yeah.
and I don't know how I feel.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Aggie. You are completely out of your league with this one. Like, this is like, you came along. You were like, I'm gonna come along to one of these investigations. You had no idea what you were letting yourself. You thought it was gonna be pollen, maybe a little bit of mold, maybe a couple of.
I wasn't
animals.
expecting thumbs and fingernails. Okay.
Yeah, this is gross. So while Aggie is like leant over, like throwing up into the lake, like retching over the lake, Gertrude, you have a little look.
Mm-hmm.
These fingernails they belong to different people. And what I mean by that is a set of there's 3 of them. 2 of them, they could definitely be the same. It looks like it's like 2. They're a little bit bigger. They're clipped down. They're probably male fingernails, right? One of them has this kind of like chipped nail polish on it, definitely much smaller. Definitely well, of course you don't know without seeing. You don't know whether it's male or female, but it's 100% certain these do not belong to the same people. 2 of them might, but there's 3 arms. One is definitely a different arm. Inside the boathouse, there is a rack for 6 rowboats. Currently only 4 are present. The furthest boat does contain a backpack, And it's kind of, while the rest of the boats are kind of neatly lined up, one of them is kind of like, you can see it's drifted a little bit further out in the water, as if there was something's disturbed it and pushed it further out. Inside is and you can take these things if you want. There's the ID of one of the missing campers. It is Sean Fisher.
Okay.
All right. There is also a flare that can be set off. Some boating equipment. And there's like a receipt from the station as well. That's kind of got all of this stuff written on it, like harnessing equipment, and like one of the things is like a flamethrower as well, something that's like gas for a flamethrower. But yeah, I think the thing that you would consider most useful will probably be the flare. There's also a small plastic bag that has 4 pills in it, of an unknown nature. Not sure what that is, but this is clearly this camper's bag, and they took it with them when they ran here. And seeing as it's in the boat and the boat has not left, you don't imagine that they made it. But again, no blood.
Okay, well, Aggie, do you want the flare gun or the random? I'm sorry, you're far away. I don't think I can hear you.
Sorry, I'm making my way into the I just needed to
It's
take a
okay.
deep breath.
No, you're fine. I understand. There's nothing terrible in here. So just don't look at the fingernails. There's a random bag of pills and a flare gun.
I mean, hand it over. I'll keep an eye on those. Yeah.
There you go. This hunting rifle's a little heavy. I don't know how much more items I can carry.
You know, I can take it. I'll take it.
The pills are, if you're taking the pills, don't worry about them taking up an inventory slot. That's
Okay,
fine.
cool.
It's a really tiny, very not heavy bag of pills. It's fine.
But I will mark
The
a single flare.
will take up an inventory slot.
Okay. Flare.
I don't think that Sean made it out of the boathouse. Well, not the way that he wanted to go out of the boathouse. Aggie, I need you to look at me. I need you to take a deep breath. And I'm gonna put my hands on Aggie's shoulders and reach up. Okay, I need to prepare you. I need to be honest, and you need to understand what we're dealing with. Whatever it is that made those scratches, possibly made those scratches with the arms of the campers that are missing. Maybe I don't know. I'm sorry.
This
sorry.
is so
I know it's
out
a lot.
of.
I don't.
This is so out of Sasquatch territory.
Look at me.
I wanted to live here and retire peacefully, and this is we're 6 levels out of that.
I'm gonna hold her face just very gently, and I'm gonna make her look at me like, Aggie, if you want to go home, I understand.
Gertie.
Yeah.
Never gonna leave your side.
This is a lot, though.
What's a little bit of throw up on the side every so often? I can do it.
This is why we're best friends. We should probably go find the kids.
Oh my gosh, honestly.
Oh God, the kids!
I forgot. The immediacy.
All right.
I'm like, oh God.
All right. So you're running off to go find the kids. I need to ask a question because we're kind of coming to the end. And I kind of want to wrap up this campground. Is there anywhere else that you would like to go and look at, or are we heading out of the campground and coming together next session to figure out what we're going to do and look at next?
So my knee jerk would be to follow the trail out of the campground and into the woods.
Mhm.
But Gertie also sees the mental toll this is taken on Aggie and would potentially be open to leaving. But like, you know,
I feel like Aggie would just want to kind of go maybe splash some water on their face or go use the restroom real quick, and so potentially go to the outhouse.
Okay. I can tell you what you would find in the outhouse.
Okay.
You would get there. It's a sort of freestanding wooden structure. It's got one single lockable entrance. The door frame definitely shows signs of damage, as if the door was kind of forced open and pushed open. So again, this was definitely a place where something happened.
Okay.
There are 3 shower stalls. The second one has a shower kit that is hanging, but it's not wet or showing any signs that it's been. So it looks like whoever had it there, shall we say, might have had a classic horror film moment, if you will, of getting in the shower, being about to use it, then hearing a strange noise. Hello, like that. It could have happened. The other thing that you would notice as you kind of go into where the wash basins are, and you're kind of this you've used this outhouse before when you've come, and normally it's it's not a great outhouse. The plumbing is not great.
It's better than behind the tree. Okay, Gertie keeps trying to talk me into it.
And it normally carries a little bit of a weird like drain stench, like that nastiness of like this is constantly used and like the plumbing is not good. Yeah. What you would notice as you were in here, you don't find anything weird. Apart from like there is around some of the toilets, there are little mushrooms growing. And they are small and they are sort of this like blacky blue color. And as the light is getting dimmer and dimmer, they are just ever so slightly glowing. That's the first thing.
Aggie is snapping a photo.
They don't seem to have any of that weird like spores or anything around them currently. They're very small. Secondly, you would notice weirdly, and as you investigate this further, you would know that this is where it's coming from. There is a really sweet aroma in the air. It's not air freshener. It feels very natural. And it is coming from the sinks and the toilets. Like it's as if this aroma is coming out from, and you know that the drop basin for these toilets is definitely connected to some kind of it's been very vaguely mentioned, some kind of underground like caves or something like that. Is a really sweet aroma, and it's almost as if like the cracks in the floorboards is where these little mushrooms are starting to sprout out of. But fear not, Aggie, there are no fingernails in here, there are no thumbs in here. There's definitely signs that something got in here. No blood.
I'm gonna take photos of the door frame and the mushrooms.
Love it. Okay, perfect. Got it.
And then rinse my face and go. I didn't put on any perfume today. What is this smell?
It's a smell that it's really sweet and it reminds you of so many different smells, and yet it's not like
can't place it.
Yeah.
That's it. Then I'll make my way back to Gertie, unless you said you maybe went into the woods. I don't know.
No, I would have waited for you.
Okay. Gertie, thanks. I got some pretty let's find the kids. I got some pretty photos of some mushrooms that are in there growing out of the pieces in the ground and stuff.
That's not.
It also smells like sugar. Not sugar, berries, flowers. I don't know. It smells like something in there.
It smells like all 3 of those same things and like none of them at all. It's weird.
Maybe Sam got a new air freshener. We got to
find the kids. Okay, we gotta find the kids.
So you meet up. What is it that you're doing now? You're wanting to, and what I will tell you, Tino and Kit, is that if you kind of ended up kind of following along, I guess you kind of wandered into the forest a little bit and had a little look around. That trail, it did kind of follow that like trail, the actual main trail for a little bit, and then just kind of took a bit of a sharp turn into the forest proper. So, and really, like, you might have spent, like, you kind of were given a 20-minute time limit. You might have spent like a little bit like poking in and trying to get into, but the forest is very thick, and it would have been difficult to kind of follow it properly, but not impossible. But then, oh no, we have to go meet up with grannies, and you head back. Grannies seem very agitated when you meet up with them. What is it that you will all decide to do next?
What did
you find? What?
I remembered something.
You remembered something. What did you
remember?
remember?
Something is good, I think. I don't know. It's iffy with you sometimes. What did you remember?
I tell them about the memory of being in the cabin and hearing those voices that Kit was hearing and the glowy stuff, and of somebody saying, like the voice of that one person saying, oh god, what was it that
Well, would you look at that or something?
Yeah,
would you look at that would you look at that 3135?
Yeah, I tell the grannies that.
And Kit just holds up the knife.
Okay.
And the
well,
shoe.
Please tell me there's no body parts in there.
There's no body parts in here.
The mold on the knife at this point is glowing because now it is starting to get dark. That rumble of thunder is starting to get louder.
Hey.
The mold looks like the mushrooms growing in the
I was
toilet.
just about to say that looks. I just took the photos of these pretty mushrooms. They started getting. Y'all hear that storm? That storm's really coming.
Car races.
It's really it's whirling in. That storm is crazy. Look at these pretty photos I took.
Also,
this is so pretty, Granny.
Also, I think the knife belongs to a ghost.
I don't even know how to handle that statement right now.
I'm gonna take that statement at face value, and we're gonna discuss it. Why do you think that knife? What do you? What do you mean? I'm just.
I
with the truth.
I picked it up,
and
I heard a little whisper saying, "Mine."
Oh, you said you were hearing stuff that we couldn't hear.
So, did it tell you perhaps where?
Nope.
The owner of the okay.
Well, here's the thing. It was. I think it was the owner of the knife, but it wouldn't tell me where it was. It's a very unhelpful ghost, and I kind of like glance up. You hear that?
It's kind of like my memories. They come and go. And I rarely ever remember anything except for doctors.
I wonder.
We have a ghost knife with some glowy mold on it.
Which, hang on, question for GM Cat. When Tino said the memory of the 3135, is that something that Gertie would have maybe like seen on her when she found her in the forest? And like maybe
I have
something that Gertie saw in a photo.
It was
in
the
my
photo.
Pocket.
It was 3135 question mark.
That's right.
The other thing that would maybe match up a little bit is that Tino definitely remembered this being in some kind of large cave or cavern. It makes you think of the fact that those toilets, they definitely drop into some cave or cave system below, but it's something that's very rarely talked about. People don't even really know where the entrances to the caves are or how to get into them, but they know that the toilets like drop into it.
So we should probably, I mean, if we're in this, we should probably try and get down into the caves. No?
I mean, do you think Sam knows a way in? All I know is it's starting to get a little dark.
Is it?
We haven't explored the cabins.
You begin to feel drops of rain, large drops of rain, and it's like it's rapidly becoming very, very
we gotta get back to Sam. We're not driving in this right now. We gotta get back to Sam's cabin.
All right. Let's go back to Sam's cabin. We'll regroup and we'll figure out where we're going from there.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Yeah. Cool.
All
Let's go on a
right.
field trip.
Back
Okay,
to Sam.
we will
We're already in a field.
end it there for now. And we will pick this up next week as we make our way back to Sam. Let's go around and just quickly introduce ourselves, go through our usual, where to find us, what we're doing, try to make it as speedy as possible because we have only a couple of minutes. And then I will just have a couple of announcements and then we will be off. So let's start with Shears this time. Words.
Hello, we are live in the field, and I am Bloodthread Shears for short. I am many hats. My link tree is in the chat because I am Legion. I have many names online. I'm mostly active on Twitter when it's not burning. You can find me on Twitch as Bloodthread Shears. I'm also the head of Different Drum Photography. I specialize in everything from headshots, portraits, boudoir, and I am the creator of Casual Boudoir. For more information on that, go to my website. My books are open for the 2023-2024 season. I'm hoping to get those books full and closed before the end of the year. So if you're looking for somebody and you're in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and certain areas of Pennsylvania, and you need a photo shoot done, hit me up. I offer fair pricing and also a sliding scale for those who need it. I'm also a belly dancer, and come October, I will be performing in Old Bethpage, New York, for the Rocks and Roll show, hosted by Samira and the El Najun dancers. So if you're in the area, come by, say hello, be nice, but come say hello. Back to you in the studio, Kat.
Cool, thank you. Let's quickly go through other cats. Cats 2, Katrina.
Hello, hi, Kat, Katrina. You can find me on socials under either Kat Alicia or Katrina Alicia. I'm obviously here every Sunday until we're done with Liminal Horror. I also run a reaction channel with a good friend of mine, Paula Deming. The channel is called Gallifrey Gals. Big nerdy stuff. We watch and react to Doctor Who, Star Trek, The Next Generation, and a bunch of other shenanigans. Other than that, my link, it's there with all the socials, and go follow and click and do all the things. That's it. That's all I got.
Cool, Jenbub.
Yeah, hi. I'm Jen. I can be found on Twitter at JenBurb. More info to come when Twitter implodes. Back to you.
Amazing, fantastic. Pond.
Hi, I'm Pond. I can be found on Twitter at Pond Plays and other places all over the internet. I do TTRPG stuff and voice acting, and I'm here for all of your TTRPG and voice acting needs. Thanks so much. Back to you.
All right, I'm going to introduce myself and do a couple of announcements. You have this time to enter our giveaway, ! Liminal if you want to enter, and that will give you one entry into winning the Liminal Horror Zine and winning a copy of Night at the Shelterwood Inn, which is one of the adventure modules, and done in collaboration with Triangle Agencies, which is also a really great game, and I implore you to have a look at it. Okay, so I'm Kat. I am known around the social media sphere as Law Mistress 93 or the Law Mistress. Mostly Law Mistress 93. It is a self-proclaimed title. I do TTRPG things. I am currently co-designing a game, which is Greek mythology meets space with Hatchling Games. I am in every other Thursday a Call of Cthulhu playthrough, which is also equally as terrifying. And you can find that on VA Redemption's channel. I tend to do a lot of. You'll probably find me at Girls Run These Worlds Discord, or you can find me on the Twitter sphere, even though it's burning. That's where you'll mostly be able to interact with me. Please do drop me out. You'll find my links in the link tree. It's in the chat. Cool, let's go with that as my thing. Other things that I need to announce. Tomorrow is Rangers of the North, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, the Rangers of the North tomorrow. Law Mistress, because that's what they call it in that system, by the amazing Sarah Moore. And it's basically teaching Free League's One Ring 5th edition system. So please come along. It's actually like a little bit more like a tutorial and going through it and saying how it works. It's really, really cool. So that will be tomorrow, because it's on Mondays. There is also a sale on for our zines, all the way up until, oh no, there is not. I apologize. I missed that because I I am on the Sunday. Ignore everything I just said. If you fancy running something, then please have a look at our creator app. It is on the Girls Run These Worlds Twitter, which is @GirlsRunWorlds. So cool. Oh, wait, whoa. Okay, well, it looks like our very own player Jen has drawn Liminal Horror and Night at the Shelterwood Inn, so you can actually go through and have a look at that and see what you think of it. That's you, Jen. Well done.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We only have 2 more episodes. Next week we will be giving away Liminal Horror and the Bloom itself. And the week after we will be doing a mega bundle of all of them. So look forward to that. Cool. I think that's everything I need to say. We will be raiding Mendari. Am I correct? I think I'm correct in saying that. So please stick around and support that. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week for our penultimate episode, and we're very excited, and hopefully our players won't die. Cool. Bye.
Bye.